Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Another game from the Isle of Man Tournament, 3rd edition, 2016. Beautiful place. Boy, I'll tell you, if you get to see some videos from the Isle of Man, I wouldn't mind living there. They have a very mild climate, very cool. Doesn't get hot, doesn't get cold. It's a beautiful place. Anyway, we're here for chess. This is a game from round 3. And as white, my buddy, I like him a lot, Mickey Adams from the United Kingdom, aka Great Britain, and Drona Valley Harika, a female player from India, top player as well, grandmaster. It's a really interesting game, and it's an opening that I've been fooling around with myself, so let's get to it. Harika is white. Mickey Adams is black. It's going to be a Gucko piano. So we'll just go through the opening here. Not usually big on opening. Theory here is C3, knight, D3, H6, rook E1. Pretty tame stuff for the for an opening. But it gets really, really interesting. A5. This is pretty much all book. Rook E8. Knight. Now, this is an opening that takes a lot of patience. For both sides, actually. And one thing Mickey Adams has in droves is patience. Like Simon Williams, they call him the Ginger GM from England, calls Mickey the Spider. He just slowly weaves his web around you, and slowly over time, and then you realize you're just busted. And that's Mickey's style. Bishop E6. He goes Bishop A4. He wants to save the light squared bishop. Now he could have moved him back to C2, but there really wouldn't be any point. Could have moved the knight to C4. Mickey decides, I'll just pin the knight against the rook. Can't move the pawn here, of course. Queen B8. Now he wants to move the pawn. Now Mickey does the pawn break. D4. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Now he goes B5, and it's an interesting moment here. How do you take as white? What do you do? Do you play D takes C5? You play bishop takes pawn first and then take. Mickey decides to take the bishop. That's the good way to do it. Now, Mickey's pawns look really screwed up there, but really, to tell you the truth, it's not that bad because this pawn is holding this one back. So it's not really a problem for Mickey. C takes, C takes. Queen takes A4. I think it was worth looking at. A3. Mickey decided to go knight to B1. D5. A bishop takes. And look at Harika's game here. I mean, this is astounding. All of these pieces are on their original squares. We're on move 17. And white's not even developed. That's pretty good for Mickey. Rook takes, queen takes, bishop E3. She finally gets her bishop out. Mickey just goes to the open file, rook C8. Knight c3. Finally, she gets the knight developed. Bishop takes. Wants to get rid of that bishop. Why? I really don't know. Let's go back here. I'm not really sure. I might have went knight to b4 just to be disruptive. But he took, who might have questioned Mickey Adams. Queen takes. a3. Now right now it's pretty even. And that's what happens with Mickey. He lulls you into the sense of security, so to speak, that I'm really okay. Queen e2. Queen e5. They maneuver around for a little bit. Rook d1. Knight. And slowly but surely, Mickey is improving his position. Kind of like the frog in the water routine where you slowly boil the water and the frog doesn't really realize it until it's too late. Queen, rook c1, pawn takes. Queen takes, queen d4. And slowly but surely, Mickey Adams is getting his pieces in much better positions. It's just slowly grinding you. Queen d2. Knight e4. Knight takes. Let's go back here because it can get fairly complicated. Rook takes. Queen takes. Queen takes. Really fancy exchanges there, but now the position has been incredibly simplified. And I'm wondering, did Mickey maybe go too far with the exchanges? She goes back. He goes a4. Wants to get that pawn as far up as he can. King h2. King h7. You need to get your kings in the middle of the board in the endgame, but the problem is there's queens on the board, so you're kind of in a catch-22 spot. a3. She decides to stop the pawn advance for black. And knight d4. And as you can see, Mickey's pieces are really well placed. It shows it even on the computer off screen, but I think it's a lot easier to play black. Queen f4. She wants to trade queens. He decides to do it. He decides this endgame is good for him. We'll see how he is. Now, if you notice, the black's pawn's on a light square. This bishop can't get it. But this knight can get to this pawn. Let's see how this works out. g4, king f6, bishop, h5. Now, this is something that's very, very human. And in fact, I'd probably do it myself. f4. Now it's an almost 1 point advantage for black. Probably g takes, king up, bishop c5 was the way to go. But she went f4. Now king e6. Bishop. Now h takes. H takes. g6. Mickey is slowly improving his position. Now you see his pawns are all on light squares. This is where the knight, I think, might be an advantage over the bishop. King g3. King d5. g5. King c4. And this is where she miscues. It's on move 43, so she couldn't have been short of time. And it's a move I don't understand. She goes king g4, and the points just go way down. I guess what she wanted was to push here next once that knight moves. But Mickey just moves in his king. f5. G takes. King backs off. f4. Excellent, excellent move. Almost anything else draws. Get greedy with knight e6. That draws. Mickey finds the move. Check. It's kind of deflection. But if you can see, If king takes, knight checks, picking up the bishop. She must move king g4. Now f3. Now the pawn's gotten through. And it's looking really, really bad for white. King g3. King c4. Now the king comes back. King f2. King d3. Bishop c5. Knight e6. Hitting the pawn. Bishop guards the pawn. King e4. What else can she do? Knight f4. Bishop d2. Knight checks. King g3. Pawn moves up. And that's where she resigns. I mean, what's she going to do here? King. King comes in. Can't be stopped. Can't be stopped. King takes the bishop. It's over. So, heck of a game by Mickey Adams. Well played endgame by him. And that's the mark of a truly great player, when basically even material and slowly but surely increase your advantage and wait for a mistake. So good game by Mickey. Tough break for Harika. She's a great player. She'll bounce back. So I hope you enjoyed the game. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.